Good evening. Welcome to Mighty Ox Trading. Happy Wednesday. FMLC Day. Interest rates are going to be going up next year, and that was sent the markets wild. Hi, Jay. Speaking of wild, weather's wild. Very, very windy. My power company isn't smart enough to bury the lines in an area that gets wind often and tornadoes occasionally. So if I disappear, it's because I probably lost power. Storm, and I'll be a little bit distracted as I watch the storm on radar. It's currently tearing through Iowa right now. And so that'll be something to watch. If it starts getting closer, I might switch to sim trading or even shut the stream early, depending on the situation. So as we sit here now, though, like I said, it's a wild Wednesday, thanks to Jerome Powell and the Fed. Jay, if you saw me, you would know it would take a lot to blow me away. I am not a small man. First of all, it looks like we can get rid of every single one of these white lines. So here is FMOC today. This is where the news was released, and I don't know why people overreacted and then decided it was, at the first minute everyone thought it was bad news, and then it became good news. But I set an order the minute before. I set it about 15 points above and beyond, above, and 15 points below where we were at, basically, so I could try and catch a move, and I did. Caught this move going down. I caught it for 55 points, $1,100 trade, which is like the best trade I've ever done on Earn to Trade. Hey Vincent, how you doing today? And then right before close, wasn't even watching my time because I kind of scared myself when I realized how close to the cutoff time it was. But right around here, I nailed another 19-point trade on 5 MNQ contracts. So I was down earlier in the day, and I brought myself up with about $1,300 in 2 trades. So hoping to build off that tonight. We'll see how things are. You can see that after the FMOC, that first candle down, we had a couple small pullbacks, but it was mostly just went up. It went up 500 points from the FMOC, and it's gone up here off the open. And it's kind of meandering now. Did you trade today, Vincent? So look at the overall charts here, the daily charts. You can see that the range was today. It hit the low a couple hours before FMOC, FOMC missing, yeah. And we ended up with almost a 600 point range, like 570. And it's actually above where it closed. ES, basically the same moves. That ranged over 100 points, like 105 points. Copper, I don't know why I have all these lines here. That looks ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Copper died today and then came back up. Like, big moves on copper. From the top here, it hit 42. I'm sorry, 427.75. It fell all the way down to 411.95. So that's 16, 16, so 320 ticks. Basically, it's 16, so about a $4,000 drop. And you can see here, starting at 10:40 Eastern, came back up and it made back almost all its gains. It made back almost all its losses, sorry. That's starting to pop back down here, missed the century. But, so that was an interesting day on copper. Gold. Gold also liked FMOC. It's interesting that both gold and the indexes all liked FMOC today. At FMOC though, you can see the initial reaction it hated. It dropped 10 points and then went up. And its range all happened within an hour and a half. And that range was 27, 28 points. It's been kind of flat so far. Yeah, you know what? Normally I don't mess with FMOC, but I've been struggling and I was getting close to my drawdown on the gauntlet, so I figured, if I hit, I needed it was partially a gamble. It was a concentrated gamble because I went with one mini contract on the Nasdaq, and I actually set two orders. One above, one minute before I set one 15 points above where the price was, and one 15 points below where the price was. That way, I figured it was going to go one direction. Now, every now and then you'll see it drop real quick first and then go back up. But I figured it was going to go one direction, and that's what it did. It went straight down, basically. And I was able to catch 55 points. It's actually the first time I've played FMOC. Usually, I mean, heck, I stay flat for the open, so each morning. So I'm not a big player on news and moves, but really figured I didn't have anything to lose. I needed something to break my losing streak, and I did in a big way. Now, honestly, it wasn't that was I've thought of that strategy before of placing you know an order above and below during for some sort of major news and stuff like that, and it's an interesting strategy. It's one I might try again, but maybe with one micro instead of full mini, just to see what I get out of it. See if it's something that's constantly viable. The only regret I had then afterwards was that I didn't do it with two minis instead of one. So bonds today came down. It did not like the FMOC news. Came down about 2.5 points. Crude oil came up. Uppity up, up, up. Looks like a little less than 2 points. I went in with no trade management. I was just managing the trade myself. What I figured was, if it came up and like say it would have come up, hit that, first that buy order, and then reversed, then that sell order was going to be the stop loss because that's where it would stop out. I did market orders on both sides. Well, market if touched orders on both sides. So both, it would have been like a 30-point stop, which is huge. But I mean, it wasn't like I was going to let it go, just forever. But I was right there managing the trade. I'm the one that I didn't even have a profit target on it. I just let it go until I seen it start reversing and closed it out. Natural gas, about 120 I don't know, 160 ticks today. So that's our review. 4 minutes from the top of the hour. ES sending a short signal. We're kind of rangy right now. This would have given us 3 points. This would have, I wouldn't have taken because it broke the bands. Yeah, basically what I did is, if I go in the Ninja Trader here, give me one sec. This is the Ninja Trader chart. Let me switch over to a sim so I don't accidentally get filled. And basically I just set an order here, you know, and set an order here. Actually, I did that backwards, but yeah. Sell stop market to, and then up here it was buy stop market to. So even though it says stop, it's a market order, and that, oh, right now it's, oh, I have a strategy on. So, but basically, that's what I did. Order down here, order up here, and I let it decide. When it came down, it caught the first one and continued going down. Then I just canceled the other side. Once you know, once the order went to wherever I would closed it out at. Oops. Okay, CLNQES. What's going on here, guys? Copper's coming down in a very kind of choppy fashion, though. Interesting. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Gold's kind of doing that same thing, just not as dramatically. Do have a short here on the NASDAQ, but it's been eh. This would have been a good short here, 320 down to 302. This long wouldn't have worked out real well, though. Give me a minute while I check on the weather radar. Still just past Des Moines. Okay. So there, we do have a short signal. Tight range right now. Let's see. What's been the low lately here? Looks like there, now there. Okay, there we are, 7 o'clock, or 8 o'clock Eastern. Let's see, copper popping up here at the top of the hour. Copper popping like a copper. Oops, wrong side. Oh, big move down here on crude. 11 ticks. Copper up. Whoa, wow. Oh, that would be nice to catch, but eh. Copper up 22 ticks. Gold coming down again. Down 11 ticks. Crude ended up coming down over about 20 ticks. Well past the third Bollinger Band, so I expect a somewhat of a bounce here. Yeah, there's the bounce. And crude's come almost all the way back up. Gold's continuing to go down. Thought about taking that, but copper basically went up and then failed and is heading back downward. ES and the Russell giving us buy signals. These are those areas that I'm always unsure about. You can look here, it's come up obviously here. Let's see, it came up, about 2 points, 2.5 points. Then came down, and now we have another buy signal, but we have a downtrending SMA line. Has room to come up. Bands are starting to downtrend just a bit. I think this is going to bounce off the SMA and continue to go down. Whereas now crude came all the way down, bounced, came all the way back up, sent us this buy signal. And this would have been a good buy signal because you see it's already up. Would have been up 15 points. I'm sorry, 15 ticks. 15 points would have been one heck of a big candle. If I ever catch a 15-point candle on crude, yeah, look at crude going now. So I should have taken this. I almost will never take something take signals when they do something like this. But in this case, it cost me for not taking it. Russell has gotten above the SMA. Kind of sitting on it. We see that crude's touching the third band as it's going up here. Be interested to see. It's giving itself room. It's going to make me really regret not taking that trade because that's now up. Bop, 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 bop. 18. It went up. Yeah, now it's up 20, 22 ticks. So that was our first missed opportunity of the night. Copper's trying to bound up here. See where crude is in relation to yesterday. Oh, look at that. So crude hit a high yesterday right before close, basically. Like an hour before close, right here. Its high was 71.66, and that's what we just hit right now, 71.66, and it bounced off that level. So that's interesting. Oh, wow. And if we come back here, 71.67. So this is an important little area for this asset. Definitely need to watch if it breaks that. Next big resistance is 72.03. So it has like 40 ticks that it can head up before next major resistance point after that. And see, that's another thing I probably should get better at. I draw out these support and resistance lines, but I have ended up forgetting about them, and I don't remember why they're there. See, right there, I'm in a good trade to get, to grab that as it's going up, and then setting the profit target right at that area of resistance. It would been a good 20 ticks and a good place to get out. Now we can watch this. There's nothing else going on right now. We can watch this. It's still trying. It's at 7160. 7166 to 7167 is the magic number. Apologize if you're hearing a clicking noise in the background. It's like I said, it's very windy here, and the door to the room I'm in is slightly blowing in the not really blowing in the wind, but it's loose. This house is a piece of crap. So whenever it gets really windy, it like shakes the door. And I can't stop that clicking noise. Gold giving a buy signal, but it's below the downtrending SMA line. You can see we've been in a downtrend now for about an hour and a half. So you definitely want to see it get above that SMA line, start straightening that out before consider a long. So what we're gonna do, it looks like I don't have a micro crude chart, really? Oh wait, there's my micro crude chart. Uh, okay. NinjaTrader rolled my crude oil charts to the next month, and TradingView is still using prior month. I wonder who has the better volume. I want 62 on this candle, 119. TradingView has the better one. So we're not going to trade crude at all because right now I have divergence of. I mean, they're making the same kind of moves, but they're 20 ticks apart. That's interesting. That's weird. See, you see three candles and then down, but this candle is at 71. Right now the price is at 71.58, and their price is at 71.78. That's weird. But the candles look almost identical. Either way, okay. So basic for tonight, and I gotta see about tomorrow. We might be totally ignoring crude because I'm not gonna trade something that has two different values. So you see this short signal and S&P so far would have failed. Not, I shouldn't say failed. Let's see. Would have fired at 47.03 and a three quarters. Came up to. So yeah, it wouldn't have stopped me out. So I can't say failed. Right now it's still iffy. Nasdaq basically the same thing. Gold's now riding its SMA line, trying to flatten out. Things seemingly have slowed down here a bit. Gold's getting above that SMA line, but it's crawling above it. And you see that the bands are starting to downtrend and contract together. Copper is interesting right now, though. You know, this is that move I talk about a lot. See here, we got a buy signal here. Our bands are downtrending. Our SMA line was downtrending. So it came up and it reversed, and now it's come back above the SMA line. The bands have flattened out. The SMA line has flattened out. It's curved upwards. This looks like a potential buy. I'm hesitant because obviously it's not giving me a buy signal. Well, let's look at the 2-minute chart. Let's see what the 2-minute chart looks like here. 2-minute line's still below the SMA line, no buy signal. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to wait. We're going to wait until we see a buy signal on the 2-minute chart. I'll keep that up. I don't have an alert on it. We'll keep that up, and we'll see if it gives us a buy. And how late it gives us a buy, because obviously if I gotten in there, maybe I'm making a mistake here, because it's already at 3 ticks if I would have jumped on this. We'll see. See the SMA line, I mean the ATR line on here is 4.24. 4.24? That's possible. Okay, just send us that buy signal. So it's at 423.65 on the 2-minute. So that's what we're looking for now. Which is kind of makes sense. These we came up 3 times. 9.5, 8.5, 0.5. So maybe we want to actually get above those lines before we consider this. Although, I mean, right now it's down to 2.5, so that would be that would be almost enough profit to get a win. I don't know. We'll watch what it does here. I haven't looked to past years to compare, but I would imagine that next couple weeks we'll probably see less volume as people start traveling for the holidays, or they call it for the year and just try and enjoy the holidays and all that stuff. Obviously, banks and all that will still do it, except for the days they're closed. But I think you'll see retail traders, some retail and even some prop traders probably take vacation and all that. Enjoy the money that they've made throughout the year. I think it's weird that the exchange is open on Christmas Eve. Just take the day off, enjoy your family. if you're lucky enough to have a family. See Nasdaq's just continuing to try and curl down there. If I had followed this short signal, could have got 10 points out of this. So that kind of, I should have followed that short signal. I mean, it's meandered down. It reversed. If I would have got in here, 10 up to what, 15? So it would have reversed 5 points and given us 10. See copper coming back up here. Part of me says this is going to come up. The other part of me says, well, it's failed several times here and trying to come up. So I'll be cautious and not take it. So of course it's probably going to come up by 50 ticks. Sorry, I shouldn't sound so negative. It just today was a good day and hoping to build on it. And negative thoughts like that don't help anything. So need an FMOC every day. No. Can hear the wind outside's really starting to roar. Yep, there it goes. Okay, it's above those two different price actions there. Two different tops. Yep, what did I say? Well, pull back. Try to decide it hit the third band. So now I'm hesitant. If I gotten in here, 40 up to, oh, are you kidding me? Wow. So here's where I say when it came down and back up. If I gotten in here on this candle, which is where I first started talking about it, it's gone to 20 ticks. Okay, we're filled. We're gonna go in and see if see if this move continues, or if I'm late to the party. Looks like I might be late to the party. Back, it's down 3 ticks. Yep, late to the party. 2 ticks when stopping out. Oh, maybe not. I guess I'll see what it does. Oh, there we go. Back to break even. And coming down. And one tick from stop out. Okay. So that was a bad decision on my part. Indices giving us buy signals. Watch this. Come down, hit my stop, and then head back up. I might need to revisit that stop loss on copper. I need to chart some. That 8 ticks might be too tight. I wish copper had a viable mini. I'm sorry, micro, but it doesn't. So gold did break the SMA line, stayed along, and then went. If I had gotten in on this buy signal here at 1777, 7, lots of sevens there, it went up almost 3 points from there. That would have been a great trade. But I mean, it was downtrending. It would have gone against my plan. Now, if I've been watching it, once it got this far above the SMA line, getting out on this candle and up, that would have been great. Honestly, this trade was bad for me on copper. It was an unforced error. We were up into the third band, which should it would told me I got in on this candle. I I should have waited, or I should have. I mean, I should have waited. If I was gonna get in, it should have been after this candle, before this candle. So I got in on this as it was touching the third band. It went against my trading plan basically. If I had, gotten in on, before this candle, I would only still be down 2 ticks. And I was still heading down, but it, this was just a bad entry. I gotta stop those unforced errors. I'm not upset about missing this trade. Yeah, obviously this ended up being a good trade. And if I've been watching, this would have been the area I would have wanted to get in. But not getting in here, I don't regret, because I would have been going against my trading play, because it was slightly downtrending. You can see that it didn't curve to here. So, and it stayed hugging that SMA line until here. So I'm not upset with myself for missing that trade. I am upset with myself for entering this trade. And what I did was I looked at the resistance that it got above these resistance points, but I didn't look at where we were with the bands. Now I will say this: when something's going up, it is sometimes hard to see where they are, where the candle is in correlation with the band. But See, that's where one of the things NinjaTrader does have an advantage of is it plots the actual point of where the Bollinger was. So, if we blow this up, oh wait, I'm not showing. This is the NinjaTrader chart. I got in here at 424.25, but on this, on this candle, the third band was at upper band, yeah, 424.38, and it hit a high of 424.40. So it was rusting right against that third band. So that should have told me that this is a very good chance of reversal instead of kind of riding up the bands. And so I just misread it. All I did was look to see they got above here, and it got above here, it got above here, and I jumped. Well, and the thing was, I didn't jump here, because here was equal. It was in this candle that it got above. I waited for this candle to close, and I just missed that. So I deserve that loss. UltraBond, crude, and natural gas. Natural gas didn't roll, so we can watch that one, but not a lot of volume. UltraBond, not a lot of volume. Oops. Now, copper came back and it's bouncing off the SMA line. So if I got in here on this candle, 424.0, it reversed down to 423.55. So that still would have stopped me out. That's 9 ticks. So again, I got to revisit whether or not I need a wider stop. But let's see if it ends up going back up. SMA and the bands are still kind of heading upwards. Meanwhile, gold is continuing to go. So this entry would have been excellent. I'm starting to try and figure out whether or not I can get in later. Obviously this can get in later. 2-minute chart shows the buy entry there. That would have been a good entry. 3-minute chart, also good entry. 5-minute chart, also a good entry. So I could have got in on any of those signals along the way. I would love to have those extra signals on the chart without making the chart extremely messy, and I don't know how. I feel like I'm talking to myself tonight. Wind blow everybody away. Nasdaq, I think, is a buy signal here. What we see, a doji candle into the third band. Not falling for that again. Only up a point a quarter. It's down now. Yep. Looks like Nasdaq is trying to push up there, though. Do need to do a study at how often those buy signals come on candles that tickle the bands. Third band, I mean. It seems like that's wanting to push up. Gone. It's only gone 2 points, so maybe I'm overreacting. Let's see if it actually goes like 10 points. Now you see copper over there in the top right hand corner. It's coming back up to pretty much my entry point. So now if I had still been running my old 15 tick stop loss, then I would still be in that trade. And I believe I will be back to just about break even or a tick or two down. Things kind of slow. I've been noticing the last couple nights that at 8:45 Eastern, we see an increase in volume on a couple of assets. Let's see if that happens tonight. It's about 10 minutes away. Yeah, NASDAQ creeping up. And we see that copper is now above my entry point. So that kind of hurts. Once bitten, twice shy. I'm not jumping in there again. So that probably means it's going to like hit all-time highs. Checking on the radar. Oops, crude. Of course, we're ignoring crude. Bond. Yeah, not sure about that. Okay. So Nasdaq came up exactly 3 points, and then came back down. Maybe a little bit more. 14 to what? No, 18. So 4 points. Now it's sending as a short signal. Gold's still kind of creeping out. Copper did end up double topping there and coming down. S&P sending us a short signal. Still an uptrending SMA line. Russell sending us a short signal. Still an uptrending SMA line. Natural gas with the big move up. Well, 6 ticks, not a huge move. Copper. The copper is sending us a short signal. About ready to bounce to the bands though. Everything's sending us a short signal. All of a sudden, everything's showing weakness. ES, Russell, and Q. Natural gas popping up. S&P down and it's come down below the SMA line. So might be heading downward now. It's going down about a point and a quarter. See if it bends these bands here. Below, let's let's see what it's doing on Nasdaq. Making the same move on Nasdaq. We actually have a support line drawn out here. Oops. Its low is 16,299. The market likes even numbers. So that said, if I had followed this short signal, it would be down about 4 points. Notice our SMA line is still slightly uptrending, as our bands are. ES basically doing the same thing. Russell's though continuing its blotchy redness. Maybe some clear cell would help that. Copper's hugging its SMA. You can see that the SMA is trying to maybe slightly downtrend now. It did send us that short signal, bounce back up to the SMA. So we'll see if it breaks, if it breaks back down below this level here, where it sent me the short signal. So below 423.60, we might be interested in that. Just might. Because we also have to be careful. Everything's kind of sideways here right now. So this could just be going into a range. And we don't want to get caught into a range and getting stopped out multiple times up and down, up and down. So you see gold here came up and it's been sideways here. Now the SMA line has kind of met the price action. But gold's kind of trying to pop up through its recent high here of 1782.2. It's at 1781.1. It's touched 1782.82. And that's the high of this session is at the same level. So it's hit here several times. There, there, there. It's trying to burst through there. It'll have to move the bands if it does. You see copper is rejecting back down now. NASDAQ looks like it is curving the bands down. See if it gets below 300. 47.05.25. Oh, cool. Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Cool. You're doing better with my signals than I am right now. Down 2 points so far. See if NASDAQ can break this 300 level. Gold, see if we can break that 72.82 level. 82.2. Copper, reversed again. Seems like it wants to try and head back up again. Vincent, what type of profit target are you looking for? We are right around a support area here. You can see it's bounced off this level here at 47.0275 or 47.7250 three times. Three straight candles there about 20 minutes ago. Just knocked out energy. Okay. Copper's back above the SMA line. Oh, holy crap. NASDAQ just broke that big time, and I should have placed an order right below it. Big move down. ES, so they break through that for support area, although it's bouncing back up above it now. Now, Vincent, is your bias short just because of the huge upward momentum we saw earlier today? You're just expecting to give some of that back, or is there another reason your bias was short? Hey CFT, how you doing tonight? There's a link down in the show notes. I haven't put in Nightbot yet, even though I've been meaning to do that. Oh, Vincent, you didn't distract me at all. I, I didn't take these signals, these short signals, just because I had the slightly uptrending SMA line. But it looks like I should have taken the short signal. Yeah, I looked at cumulative delta once for a little while back on when I was still at Top Step, and I never quite figured it out to the point that it helped me. But I know a lot of people use it and it helps them. Thank you, CFT. Yeah, it took me about an hour to set that up. Finally figure out how to use OBS to use various things in one window. But once I got it, I get the thing. It looks nice. I'll need to find something for that happy holidays after the holidays are over. Everything's heading downward. You still in that trade, Vincent? See, copper's also coming up to this support area from when it sent the signal a little while back, right around 423.50. We're at 423.80 right now. If it gets back below there, just like I said here, if it got below this number here on NASDAQ, I'll take that. I should have followed my advice. I'll be up 12 points. But hey, UltraBond off this buy signal would have also given me the 6 ticks I'll be looking for. Barely any volume, so I don't know if I would have got filled, but it would have given me the 6 ticks. I have seen the alligator, Williams alligator or something like that, but I've never tried to like put it on the chart. Yeah, Williams alligator. I've never tried to put it on the chart to actually see if it does anything. Cool. Yeah, that was a very good trade for you. You're trading my charts better than I'm trading my charts right now because it's what come down like 8 points, which is a pretty big move for the S&P. Yeah. Uh, well, you use order flow, so you don't get to see any patterns at all. I always like every now and then I'll draw something. Something reminds me of something. Let's see if I have it. If anything. Oh, here, something like this reminds me of like a dolphin or some sort of fish. here's the body coming up, its neck coming up, and then I'll, find something and draw an eye. Like it's about ready to stick out its tongue. uh, there we go. That's gonna be my legacy. So tell me, CFT, this is the UltraBond chart. Obviously, I see it's going up like 10 ticks before this drop. But on a realistic and live trading environment, would I have even gotten filled with this lack of volume? Is this a real move that I could have taken in a non-simulated environment? Since the volume on these is like 1, 3, 4, 22, 3. Hey, Tuan, how you doing? I had a very good day today. I kind of YOLO'd the FMOC and hit a 55-point move on NASDAQ for an $1,100 gain. Yeah, that's what I was also wondering. If someone markets in with 20 contracts, is it going to shoot it up like 5 ticks? It's like here, I mean, this candle here had a volume of 27 and caused it to go up 4 ticks. Which means that means it's very manipulable, manip, able to be manipulated. I don't trade much on the Ultra Bond, and I watch it and I chart it, but I don't. I've been more taking trades on it in the morning hours if I take a trade. But I like it. I really do like trying. When it's moving, it seems to give me what I'm looking for. You know, and it seems like it starts getting. I mean, it's still a little spotty. Oh, this is late afternoon actually. I forget. You know, but it's still a little spotty in the overnight hours. But it seems like it still makes decent moves. This was last night around right at the Europe Open, I believe, or maybe an hour after. Yeah. And obviously, it gave a nice, 99.03 to 99.24. So 21 ticks. That would have been awesome. Before that, it would give me another like 6 or 7 ticks here. So yeah, I like the way it moves. It just, oh yeah, I was down like $400 on the day before I hit that 55 points, and then I had another $200 trade afterwards. So I went from like down 400 to up 900. And I've been having a string of bad luck lately, bad days. So it really helped out the P&L overall. I actually like how everything trades overnight. Almost, there's a lot more trending that happens overnight than I think than during the day. But and I think all of it, because I'm a night person anyway, so I think once I don't have daytime responsibilities to worry about, I'll start trading nights. Yeah. Hey, Walt. I didn't stream during FMLC. I actually thought about streaming during FMLC as a special session, but then I thought about it too late. Didn't schedule it. Have a great night, CFT. And hey, for all of you guys that don't already check it out, you should check out CFT's channel. He's constantly reviewing these sites and telling you about their specials going on, these sites like Earn to Trade. And he teaches about order flow trading, and he teaches about trading the treasuries. You should definitely check out his channel if you haven't. I can even find a link for that somewhere. Like here. There's the link for CFT's YouTube channel. Definitely something I recommend. Yes, they did. He has a video up on his site about Apex's payment. So gold has gotten above that resistance there, or support. Yeah, resistance. Again, this would have been the entry candle once it got above and separated itself from the SMA line. It's only going above 6. Hey Walt, here's the direct link for the video from CFT's channel about the Apex payment. I've taken one loss tonight on copper, but I did really well today. I played the FMLC and I hit a 55-point short on NQ, 1,100 bucks, and then I hit a 200-hour move going up right before the close. So ended up, because I was down like 400 hours before all that, so ended up the day $953, which is my best day ever on Earn to Trade. Yeah, I tried out a different strategy. I mean, it was a little bit of a gamble. Right before FMLC, like 1 minute before, I planted a buy order and a sell order about 15 points away from the price action where the price was. I figured if it went up, it would hit hit one, or if it went down, it hit the other. And it immediately went down, entered the order short, and I caught 55 points. So it was actually a strategy I've been wanting to try for a while, and I've had a bunch of red days in a row, and I was getting close to my drawdown on the gauntlet, so I figured I might also take a bit of a gamble. Oh no, you can trade all news on Earn Trade, even with a funded account. No limitations on trading news. Yep. So yeah, I ended up, I took the chance and I went for it, and I don't play news. I mean, you see me in the mornings. I rarely play the open, but I figured I didn't have really much to lose. Yeah, green is green, and inching up, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now I just hope I can keep the momentum going. I can't rely on waiting every 6 weeks for an FOMC event. That's a good, but yeah, I mean, Nasdaq made it some huge moves today. I mean, from the moment FOMC hit to close, it moved 500 points. So I wish I had gotten more of the move, but I was very happy. I mean, that 953 bucks was the most I've ever done in a day on earn and trade. So I was very happy. Okay, copper trying to come back down, bounced up, bounced down. See if it comes below 423.15. I don't know if I'll try that move again, but I figured I didn't have much to lose today, so I went for it. Signal on copper is below that previous low. Let's see if copper can burn me twice in one night. Boom. Where's my copper chart? Gotta find the copper chart. There we go. So I submitted an order. We're filled. See if we continue coming down. Yep, going back up. Me and copper might just have to have a breakup because it's just not working for me anymore. Looks like it wants to stair step back up to the SMA line. My stop is right at the SMA line. One tick down on copper right now. Give me a 9 tick loss earlier. So it owes me. Oh, ouch. 6 ticks down, 2 ticks away from stop out. Wow, just burst through my stop, came up. So 2 losses tonight on copper. I will not revisit copper tonight. Definitely didn't expect that. Big burst of volume there. Went from volume of 9 on that candle to 147. So someone just came in and just marketed in a whole bunch of contracts. Meanwhile, gold just continues heading upwards. Going up 70 ticks since this buy signal. Remember, guys, if I disappear, I'm in the middle of a windstorm and I've lost power. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I hear the wind's really whipping out there. Check the radar to see how things look. Yeah, Central Illinois. So copper looks like it's now heading back upwards. I won't necessarily look at copper anymore. Oh, big Nasdaq's now making some bigger moves up as well. So we're seeing. Hi, Mr. Higgles. I was just short copper and I lost on that trade. So not quite the great time that we had by all. Seeing green here on all the indices. Eh, copper's gone. I should have went with the buy signal on copper. So I would have went to my profit target. How you been doing, Higgles? I'm doing all right. So seeing a little bit of weirdness tonight with some of these signals versus normal. You know, like this short signal I didn't take because we still had an uptrending SMA, and obviously that worked very well. Same thing here. We had a downtrending SMA buy signal, and that obviously would have worked, and both would have worked very well. See, that move was 31 points. This one was so far 21 points. This one would have failed. Only went 4 points. This one see what that would have done. Boom, 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 boom. We needed a 6-point stop. And it went how far? It only went 10 points. That would have been a 19-point win there. This buy signal would have failed. And that's where we're basically, so buy signals are failing. This one failed until here. This one worked. So the UltraBond here, you see it doesn't have much volume, but the moves have been nice. Normally looking for 6. So how's your trading been going, Higgles? Hi, Vincent. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I was checking the weather. I use. Let me bring up my NASDAQ charts. These are the four I use. We'll watch that gold here. I use the Super Trend, which is by, I don't try to pronounce his name. It's Kivak Ozbilgic. It's one of the most popular ones on TradingView, so it's easy to find. Super Trend. And the settings I have on Super Trend are 10 period ATR, source is HL2, and the multiplier is 2.2. And then I have all these checked. I think they come checked normally. So 10 HL2 2.2. Then I have Bollinger Band Alert, which I believe is, yeah, Bollinger Bands with Alert by Matsu Bitmex. And I just like it because it allows me to actually plot 3 bands if I want to. The SMA length I use is 20. I use SMA, source close. And then I use the 2 standard deviations and 3 standard deviations, what you see in the chart. I actually can put 4 on if I wanted to, but I don't have much use for 4. Um, so that's the Bollinger Bands that I use. And then I just use a 200 period exponential moving average. And then if you're using TradingView, for the alerts that pop up, I just have it alert, super trend once per bar as super trend direction change. That covers both buys and sells. 2.2 for the multi. Let me look. Only have super trend on. Let me look. I don't know if I still have super trend. Jay, the guy that is usually here on Twitch. He's the guy. Often he's running super trend on Ninja Trader. Let me see. I don't see the. I must have. Ninja Trader lost my entire thing about a week ago, so I had to redo my entire what's that called, workspace. But let me bring up the super trend on it and see if I can remember. Pretty sure I kept it at 2.2 as well, but let me look. Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. Add. Medium, true range. Yeah, 2.2 and offset period I think is 10 is what I'm using. So 2.2, wait, no, I'm sorry. Baseline period of 10, offset multiplier of 2.2. I will verify that with Jay and make sure that I'm giving you the right. I should get that. I should have that information tomorrow morning. Oh boy, they just issued a high wind warning now for us. But yeah, I'll talk to Jay tomorrow morning. He's in Europe, so he's sleeping now, to make sure that that's what we were using. And there's no need to apologize, Walt. I don't mind answering questions. So gold did give us a short signal and seems to be heading downward after this big move. After a big move, I'm a little bit. I mean, it gives back a little bit, but gotta wonder how much it's gonna give back before it kind of goes sideways. In this case, it's already given back a point. Things seem to have slowed down. Copper, the big move down here, but copper's burned me twice, so not really liking copper right now. Indices have given me good moves that I haven't taken. Okay, Mr. Higgles, have a good evening. I'm here tomorrow morning and Friday morning, and then Monday night. Copper is just came down by 15 ticks and kind of bouncing back up some. Sorry, I'm being quiet, guys. I'm reading the weather. Uh, Good night, Eagles. Short signal here on S&P. See it right here in the closing bands, though. So let's see what it does. I think you've said that 3 times now, Eagles. Have yourself a good night. If you're not here in the next few days, have yourself a good holiday. And Cure giving us a short signal as well. Broke the SMA line. Bending the bands are already. Let's see. Let's do MNQ. I'm going to do a 1510, but it's not giving us a signal yet. There's another trying again to give us a signal. That's why. So we're watching NQ here to see if this short signal comes back, and it seems to be bouncing back up to the SMA line. We have another dolphin. Here's sirens. There's another NQ signal. That one we're going to take more seriously, it looks like. Right at that 300 level again. And it's kind of reversing back off that 300 level again. Even numbers are very important in the markets. It went away again. So while it's doing that, I am going to try and redo my let's see here, 10, yeah, that's right, 40, oh, yeah, okay. Yep. Right now it's sideways. So I'm redoing my trade management here. Anyone else in any trades right now? Everyone just kind of chilling. Okay, now we got a signal again on MNQ, or NQ, I'm sorry. See if we can break this 16,300 level. Gold. So gold reversed off this buy signal. I mean, sorry, the short signal down that about the 12 ticks. Trying to come back up now. The short signal's stuck on NASDAQ, but I'm waiting for it to break that 300 level. Cool. ES actually sent a short signal 8 minutes ago. It's gone down a point since then. NASDAQ's still, well, you know what? It's right at 300 now. Let's see. I don't know. It just keeps bouncing off that 300 level. Mind there, folks, if you're here from YouTube, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate if you do. Consider that a very inexpensive Christmas present. Although I will also take 10s and 20s. See, NASDAQ's struggling here, right at this psychological 300 level. So there you see you have the MNQ chart ready to roll. If this breaks down below the 300 level. Coming back up to the SMA line. Not a huge space. Gold again popping up. I should have taken a buy signal, looks like. It's only going up a few ticks. Watching and waiting. Oh, there's a nice move down. But it seems afraid of that level. ES also has bounced. Russell's sending me a buy signal. Everything's kind of quiet. That buy signal on gold petered out. Now it went to a sell. Oop. Okay, so we have a big move up to a buy signal on now on Nasdaq. We'll cancel this. So you can think about it for now, and seems like we're ranging a bit here. Gold's giving us a short signal. Oh crap! There's the Nasdaq being unsure about itself. It's right at that 300 level again. It got me to relax a minute and then snuck up on me. See, it's bouncing right at that 300 level. Okay, I'm in this, so I'm gonna get in here. I think it's gonna continue going down. Let's see if I'm right. We're in on 5 micros. May have jumped the gun because it really didn't clear that 300 level, but we'll see. Yeah, it's bounced up back up to it. Yeah, I'm short on MNQ. 5 contracts on MNQ. Now, the smarter move for me would have been to go off that SMA line as soon as it started bouncing there. But, see if this kind of grinds down or not. I'm up 26 bucks right now. It's kind of bouncing off the band there, though. Back negative. Probably should have taken that when I saw it hit the band. But we'll see what happens. About 20 seconds left to go on this candle. Back above 300. Let's see if we can get back below. I'm in at 15,299 even. And with 5 MNQ contracts, every point is $10. Down 2 points right now. And my stop loss is all the way up at the top third standard deviation Bollinger Band. That's how tight we are, though. There's only about 13 points between the bands. You see 3 green candles in a row. Right back at the SMA line. Let's see if it bounces back off that SMA. Down 3 points now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to keep moving my stop that it lines up with that third Bollinger Band. Because I feel like if we get it all the way back up to the top Bollinger Bands, then this trade is not going to work. Coming back down, it did bounce off that band. I'm sorry, bounced off the SMA line, not band. But it's still back above that 300 level. So unfortunately, it bounced off that bottom band, and I should have taken this. I should have closed the trade there, but I didn't. So we'll see what happens. See if we can get back below that 300 level. Oh, there it goes. Right now we're back in the profit. Yep, big green candle back up. Hanging right around my entry point. I don't like the looks of this way these candles keep coming right back up to the SMA. If it comes down again, if it gives me another chance, comes down again to the profit, I'll probably take the profit. It looks like it wants to climb above that SMA line right there. ES is giving a buy signal. Hey, pull back. That's not a good sign though for our trade though. What's your thoughts, Vincent? NQ's back up to the line that it's sending me a buy signal. Now down $63 on this trade. Should we reverse? That's a good question. See if it bounces off this Bollinger Band or not. Okay. Thank you, 77 cycle trader. Okay, I'm curious. What does 77 cycle trader mean? So we did see Nasdaq bounce off that Bollinger Band, almost back down to break even. See if it gets back. We're actually back below the 300, but it's bouncing again. Part of me tells me to close this trade now, but we'll see. Wick down on this candle indicates buying pressure coming back in. I think we're going to bounce again. Back up. So riding right on that SMA line now. So honestly, if I was watching this trade, this buy signal, I'll watch for this coming down the bounce, and I'm expecting it to go back up. So I don't know why I'm still sitting here expecting this to go short. Because if I was not in this trade and I saw that buy signal, I would now be expecting it to go up. And maybe that's why I've been staying in it. Coming down again. It's back below 300. Bouncing off that 299 level again. Okay. Thank you for that explanation. Well, that's good because I'm not even sure what esoteric means. I'm just a curious type, you know. If I see someone's username that piques my interest, I'll ask them, you know, what it's about. Just me being curious, no other reason. Apologize for again for that clicking noise you're hearing in the background. I'm in the middle of a windstorm and my door is loose. So it makes that clicking sound that you're hearing when the wind blows. Everything's just kind of flat now. You see the SMA line is pretty much horizontal. The vans are mostly horizontal. We're all horizontal. Well, gold. Give us a short signal. I'm not sure how many of these signals I trust right now. Not a lot of volume here. It's one of those trades that just trying to torture me for lasting forever. Hugging an SMA line. I started off on top step and moved there to trade. I tried one legal account when it was one of those where you have to do it in 10 days, and I didn't get it done. Ended in profit, but I didn't get to the profit target in 10 days. Copper making a nice move up there. See this kind of coming back up here. We're getting close to where I moved my stop to now. So they're just kind of double top there, just about. I had my stop loss just about where this topped out before. It was topped out at 305.50. I'm sitting at 306. It's teasing me. Okay, there we go. Stopped out. So this buy signal here, that's where I probably should have got out originally, or when it came back down, it gave me an opportunity here to get out for like right around break even or even a couple dollars, but I didn't. So I went as far as less than 7 points. Meanwhile, copper, which has burned me twice tonight, decided that it wants to actually go now. And would have reached my profit target. Uh, Vincent, I assume you stopped out? No, 47.06. You haven't gotten there yet, have you? Nope, 47.0550 is as high as it's gotten. So you're still in your trade. Look at this. Now, yeah, Nasdaq coming back down. Watch this. This ends up going short on me now. I'm gonna be, because I moved my stop. But I would still bet that it's gonna stay above the SMA line here. ES, RTY. Pulling back. How about that? Oh boy. So where did I enter originally on that trade? Am I gonna be mad at myself for moving my stop? I entered the trade at 299. 16,299. How high did it get? 307. So it would not have stopped me out if I hadn't moved my stop. Let's come back down now, Bop, and let's see what would happen if I had never moved my stop. Back up, back down, back down, back up. You see copper going, so that would have been a nice trade, but copper's already burned me twice tonight, so another short signal there on NQ. The low of that move that I was in was 295 at a quarter. Still struggling around that 300 level, so whatever. Pardon me while I look at the weather. Storms have hit the Mississippi, so they'll probably be here in about an hour. Sounds like we have about 30-mile-an-hour winds right now. We've reached the boring part of the night. Copper pulling back. Oops. So copper's pulled down to its SMA line. Oh, we wait and see. Let's chart out what gold's done tonight. I would have taken this one. Not have taken this one. And that's a bummer. And obviously, you could see that one would have worked, and it wouldn't. I don't even think it would have stopped me out if I had taken it. Let's see. Nope, it wouldn't have. So that, I mean, that would have been move 6.8 points, but I wouldn't have taken that. But I would have taken that. And so far, that would not have reached profit goal. How close would I have gotten? It got me 1.6. So maybe I need to stick to 1.6. But we'll see. NASDAQ completely sideways right now. Gold was a signal. Another short. Across the SMA line, looking exactly kind of like what copper's doing right there. The last two shorts on gold did not get the profit target, but would have been good for about a point scalp. And right now, it looks like maybe that's what I should be shooting for because the range hasn't been enough for my normal 2 point to 1 point. Oh, look at this. NQ's coming back down. Came back down to my entry point that of the trade I stopped out at because I moved my stop. I would still be in that trade if I hadn't moved my stop. Follow the trading plan, Ox. Follow the trading plan. ES sending a fresh short signal here, which is making yeah, Vincent very happy. So I would be back in profit right now if I hadn't moved my stop and stopped out of that trade. I entered in at I think 299 even. It topped out at 307. My original stop would have been at 309, which means I would have never stopped out. And right now I will be back to just about break even or slightly in profit. Lesson of the night: stick with your trading plan. Stick with what you're charting out. When I'm charting out, I don't move my stops. I go and do whatever. Someone reached through the screen and smacked me. 1 second. So we are now it's sitting right at where my entry would have been, or entry was. So I'm going to sit here and mope about my mistake here. Crude sideways. S&P trying to do a downward move. Russell's looking spotty. Nasdaq back to that 300 level. We're all sitting here. We're all sitting here just kind of watching things go sideways. It's 10:30 on the East Coast. Probably go for another 15 minutes, maybe 30 if anything exciting happens, but not seeing anything real exciting happening right now. popping back up again. So we're totally indecisive right now. It's just totally ranging. Stay within these same 10 points now for like an hour. Oh, big move up there though. Sending that buy signal. So we can see here, from here, here. That's the range we've been in now for, really it's way back here. So range that we've been in now for over an hour. It's about 13 points from 95 to 308. So basically now we're waiting to see if it can break out of either side of that before we will ever take an entry. You can see it's in that range so far. It's sent us a short, a long, a short, a long, and none of them obviously have worked. And that, this is where using these signals, if you're blindly following these signals, you can get in trouble when it starts ranging. It's called super trend for a reason, and when it ranges, you gotta go. If you're gonna try to use it, you gotta go into scout mode. Go for little wins and losses. I mean, like this one would have totally failed, or not use it at all and just wait till it breaks out of the range, which is what I'm doing now. ES basically doing the same thing. Double top there, back here. So that's the top of the range. Then this right here would be the bottom of the range. It's about a 4 point range. This short here would have given you 2 points. This buy would have failed. This short would have failed. This buy so far would have failed. So you wait till you see it break 47.05 or go on the downside 47.01. Now going up, if it does break out of the range going up, and you have another resistance area not much above, where it's kind of topped out right around 47.50. 47.0750. See you tomorrow, Walt. Have a good night. Get some sleep. See, gold's been ranging. Everything's been ranging. See, this is almost completely sideways. All volume is going out of the UltraBonds. ES is getting near the top of that range. The Russell's lost volume. Natural gas is just going up and down fast. And crude sideways. So yeah, we're probably going to wrap up here in a few minutes. Just wait a couple more minutes to see whether not these can break out of this range. But then we'll call it. CNQ is kind of crawling up. Yep. Okay, so now that would have finally stopped me out of that trade. It's just breaking out of that range right there. Up, 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 up it goes. Wow. Well, broke out of the range. Vincent, hit your stop loss. Now, interesting move there. A big move up and right back inside the range that it was in. Don't know if that was someone looking for stops. Look at that volume spike. You know, we were doing 8, 9, look at this, 10, 13, 23, 55, 9, 18, 238. And now we're back down to 23 on this one. Someone just came in and decided to do a whole bunch of buy orders and broke out of the range, and now it's right back, coming right back down. Went from 305 to 312 on that candle, and we're back down to 306. Wowzers. That said, this buy signal here, if I had taken it at 302, it would have given me 10 points. Okay, folks, you know what? I am going to call it here. I just noticed the lights blinked a couple of times. So things might be getting hairy here. So I'm going to call it. Hopefully there was a stream tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have power. If not, definitely Friday. Well, I should hope definitely Friday. But plan on being here tomorrow morning, 7:30 Eastern. And hope to get some of that back that I lost tonight, down about $324 on 3 trades. Have yourself a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night, all.